Do you fly your FPV drones and want to shoot cinematic videos with your GoPro? Here are my perfect settings for the GoPro 12. At the time of making this video, the GoPro 12 is the newest. First, an important note. Always use your GoPro in this protective case. This will keep your screen safe. Even with light crash or hard landing of the drone, you can easily break the GoPro screen. With this case, the chances of it staying unbroken are very high. So let's go to the setting. First of all, choose the right resolution. 8x7 is what we need. It is important to shoot only in this way. Also, you can choose the format like 4K or 5K, but what is the difference between 4K and 5? Visually, not so much. But I prefer use 4K because in this format you can shoot at 60 frames per second. This means that later you can slow down the necessary moment what you need of your video in 2 times very smoothly and impressively. But why do we need the 8x7 aspect ratio? After shooting in RealSteady app for stabilizing video, you can export it in horizontal format for YouTube or vertical format for Instagram, for Reels, for TikTok and something else. All the GoPros like a 10 and earlier versions had to be physically flipped. And now you don't have to do it. In the end of this video, I will show you how to properly use RealSteady app for stabilization your FPV drones video. Next, number of frames per second. If we are shooting a lot of content for Instagram, shoot 30 or 60 frames per second. Instagram best accept 30 fps and will not re-encode it later. If you're shooting on 24 or 25, the social networks itself will try to reconvert the video to 30 frames per second, from which it may start to freeze the frames of video. So next in the settings, the lens angle is wide. Also be sure to disable stabilization inside the camera. I mean, we need off hypersmooth. If it on, it doesn't work well on the FPV drones when you're flying. Stabilization we make later in RealSteady and Gyroflow apps, as I told you before. Next, turn on the 10-bit color mode. It is active only if we have enabled Pro mode and 8x7 format. This is necessary for deep color correction later, so that your colors will not fall off and the picture will be more cinematic. Next step, the shutter. Its settings depends on how many frames per second you have selected before, to make the picture look like a movie with the motion blur effect. This is like a blurring of the ground surface or objects when you fly the drone very close and fast to them. For example, if we set 30 fps, the shutter needs to be a multiple of 2, 1 of 60, and if we set 60 fps, the shutter is 1 of 120. You can set more if you don't want to get the motion blur effect, but keep in mind that the exposure will need to be corrected with the filter. Then set your bitrate to maximum. In ISO settings, I set 100 minimum and 100 maximum. First of all, high ISO gives noises, and secondly, if the range is set, the exposure will jump on the video. It's not cinematic. But if you really need to shoot like a one-shot video on your FPV drone, where you fly from the streets into a darker space or opposite, you can set the shutter speed to auto. The exposure will of course jump, but this way you can show the needed information. Next setup, white balance. It's like 5500 for daytime shooting. If you set it on auto, you'll never color grade your video after. And the main reason which I bought GoPro 12 is the ability to put lock control profile. It's the most flat profile for color, where the image is not so saturation and not so contrast. It allows you to save as much information as possible in the darkest or lightest areas and make better color correction. Also, don't forget to lock the orientation. If you leave the mode all, then when you rotate the GoPro in flight on the drone, like this or like this or like this, you will have an inverted image and it will be problematic to stabilize it later. Instead of horizontal, it will be vertical or the other way around. So now let's go to my screen and I'll show you how to do stabilization in Real Steady program. So here I want to show you my perfect stabilized settings for GoPro footage from FPV drone. So I have a footage from GoPro 11. So we can see that here the 8:7 aspect ratio, and it's absolutely raw footage. Now I open this double tap and my GoPro player open automatically. What we need, the first what I do, I cut the moment as I need, the perfect moment which I filmed, the perfect phase, the perfect part, my flight. So maybe we can start from here. I click on the scissors top and maybe I wanna finish it okay, right here. After that, when I choose my perfect part, I move to controls and make settings my smoothness, the main settings to stabilize video. I don't want to put the very high smoothness level. I don't need the footage be very slowly. My FPV drone settings quite good. I can use, and even my raw footage doesn't have a lot of pushing or some vibration. I put my smoothness about 15, 20, 25. The advanced settings I open to. Maybe I can do some lens correction, but I don't need here, like 100% it's okay. So the smoothness depends from cropping speed. You can unlink it and set up it separate. I just put my smoothness at this level and click apply. So let's see what we have. So we dive on the boat. Yeah, it looks perfect. So we can see that the apps, the program to do it very well. No vibration, nothing. What if I put the smoothness on the 80? Okay, let's see what we have. We have more crop footage. We cannot see more information on the corner. Yeah, we can see that the composition become not so good, not what I want from it, and I don't need so smoothness movement on my camera. That's why I never put the smoothness on a high level, only here. Less crop. I don't want to lose the details and information in my corner. That's why this is the perfect settings for stabilize. After that, we can go to export trim. I filmed it in my GoPro 11 or 12. That's why I can put the color depths 10-bit. We can choose 8, but we need the more depth of color correction. After that, I can choose the 3 types of codec. The best codec is ProRes, of course. We can put ProRes 42HQ high quality, and it will be the very high quality raw footage as we filmed, but we spent a lot of spaces in our hard disk. So we can put the HEVC format codec. It's better, so it's not so file size not so high. Also we can put 10-bit bitrate, we put on the max, and after that we click next. I never choose H 264 because it's I cannot choose the 10-bit. It's not so high quality image, and yeah, I don't like it. So have GoPro Res, it's better. That's all what I wanted to tell you and show about GoPro settings and stabilize GoPro footage from FPV drone. Clear sky.